look like ass. Sorry about that. Like, look at me do your hair and makeup. I look like shit. But anyway, trust me. Put your face in my hands. Hey, welcome back to the beauty bar. I am back with Autumn, and now that I've done blowing out her hair, and then after this I'm gonna style it. But I didn't want to give you the whole shebang until we got done doing her face first. So after multiple consultations with Miss Autumn, she grew up not knowing a whole lot about makeup, so she's just kind of been like winging it, which I don't think she's been doing a bad job at all. She swears that she doesn't know how to contour and that she doesn't know a whole lot about makeup, and that basically she would just see somebody else that had something that she liked, so she would try to do it herself. Which, I mean, ultimately, that's what we all do. But now we have YouTube and, you know, such and such, and everybody's a makeup artist now. We decided with her transformation from going from her darker look, I'm not going to say emo because that's kind of shady towards emo people, but like a more darker, exotic look to her basic bitch is what we're transferring. God, I look like ass. She usually does very dark makeup, like a nice big wing liner. Very, I like to say Amy Winehouse-y.
My idol right there.
Very Winehouse-y. Amy Winehouse is very like big and bold, like big hair, big dark hair, and then big eyeliner. I mean, everything was big, you know, eyebrows, lashes, the whole nine. And so we're gonna bring, oh my gosh, you do kind of look like her.
I love her so much.
I mean, even like the type of, like her tattoo style is very similar to yours. It's very PC instead of like cohesive, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like how, you know, like 90s, everybody wanted a cohesive piece, and now everybody just wants pieces. Mm-hmm. I feel it. So we're gonna take her from her dramatic to something a little bit more subtle and everyday. What she's doing is not wrong. However you wear your makeup is never wrong. It's your choice to do however you want to do it, and it's your life, do it whatever. But there are different ways to do things. And so I'm just going to show her a different step. Yeah, like we did her at my ancestry, and I'm like way more Asian than I thought I was. And I was like, oh, that explains so much.
Why I have metal chopsticks.
You're so strict on the metal chopsticks. We had talked about her skin before, and she says that she has oily skin. She's got normal to oily skin. She is oil or combination. She's normal around the outside. So she's got an oily T-zone. She did a trick that I asked her to do to see how it will work on her, which is spraying your face with the setting spray before applying your makeup like a primer. So I didn't put mine out here, so I'm gonna go grab that real quick. I'm gonna use Kula on her. The reason why I went with this one is because it's 70% organic, but it also has 30 SPF, and we all need a little SPF in our life. It also has balls on the bottom, so you gotta make sure that they're good.
That's cool.
Yeah. This stuff is actually super dope because I was just like using it just because like I was going for walks or whatever, and I was just spraying it just because, but then one day I forgot and I got burnt. So I was like, this shit is legit. And I
never mind.
Yeah, and plus because it's mineral, it's not waterproof, but it's water resistant. So I even used it in the pool, and it's didn't.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know, right? It smells a little odd, but it's worth it. So close your eyes, take a breath. I'm also a kimchi fan, by the way. And then I'm gonna go in with foundation.
And my problem is I never know like what brands are good and aren't. Like,
oh, it doesn't matter. What matters is how it sits on your face. I mean, I got high-end like foundation, but these two are the ones I go to the most.
Yeah, because there's like e.l.f. and Maybelline and Ardell, so it's like, like how do you know which one to even use?
You just use the one whichever like you feel works better for you. Like I have a Benefit one. I love the way it looks on the skin, but about 4 hours in, it breaks apart and I can't, and it's not even there anymore. And I'm gonna apply it to your face. But you're gonna kind of apply like you would a beauty blender. So I basically just kind of like tap it all over my face till I have like a nice coverage. And then I go in and I blend it so I don't look like I have spots everywhere. And then, you know, you always gotta dry it down.
Oh yeah.
We drag.
Yes.
All right, what do you think about that coverage?
Oh, God. Way better than what I do.
After I do my foundation, I go in and I do brows. So it allows your foundation to sink into your skin and kind of like meld and kind of come one, because now your skin is starting to react to whatever you just put on your skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also when you're doing your brows afterwards, it's easier to clean up your brows when your foundation, you know,
is already on.
Yeah, exactly. For you, I'm gonna do like everybody else, and I'm gonna use this Makeup Forever brow palette. You can use all shades on a brow. I think it's a little excessive, but it's an option if that's where you want to roll. You know, to each their own. And then I am going to use just a flat brush.
I have a brush like that.
Like
Sorry,
this?
I don't know the brush's names.
Oh, you're fine.
And I use the brush too to brush.
Spoolie?
Yes.
We must always spoolie our brows.
They just like take forever to grow in, and I haven't tweezed them other than like unibrow.
Yeah.
And like a year for them to like fill in.
Yeah.
Because like when I was younger, I like completely like over tweezed them. That's why they look like this
Girl,
today.
the 90s did me dirty. Christina Aguilera, dirty. That fucking bitch.
She's why I look like this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I had sad eyebrows.
It wasn't until recently like eyebrows became like a huge thing. Before people were like, "Oh, you have eyebrows." Like,
yeah, it would
cool,
never.
whatever.
Didn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use powder, pomade, liner?
I use both. It depends, like, because I actually have like that Maybelline like eyebrow that's like kind of like the gel, but then I also use like the powder as well.
Oh, okay.
Depending. I think it depends on what kind of morning I'm having.
Girl, same. All I know is that every morning a brow has to go on.
Oh my gosh, yes. And sometimes one brow looks way better than the other.
Every time. It's like the unicorn and the
yeah.
and the donkey.
Yeah, and then I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't look at this side.
Just constantly like
yeah.
coming at people sideways. So what we're gonna do is I like to start at the bottom. So I will just like mark out my bottom line. And so do you know the premise behind how a brow size should be? So there's the side of your nose. Mm-hmm. That's where your brow should start. From where that point is. Oh wait, no, is it here? No, it's here. So here, and then you always base everything off the side of your nose. So it's here, and then here. Here to the outside of your eye is where your arch is, and then line this up, and that's where the end of your brow should be. So you never want to go over this way, start getting a little cray.
I just want one.
Yeah, this one. I just want to whisper in between, a whisper of light right in between my brows.
That's it.
It's just a little bit of hope right there in the tunnel of darkness. And you actually have pretty like long brows to the side. I wouldn't draw yours anything past where your last hairs are, because then you start to look like you're putting your eyes in quotations, and then you bring the eye down. You already have like a slightly downturned eye anyways, so when you bring your brows down here or further past where their point is, right where they are now, then you start to look really sad, and then like you just kind of like pull your face down instead of like having brows to define where your face is. You're just like, you know, you're like sliding the face off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Part of this giant palette is probably the best mirror known to man.
Oh, look at those colors.
I know, right?
Oh, those are so pretty.
Right?
Oh,
so here's a mirror so you can see what I did on that side.
Oh, yeah.
I just connected this line to the top of your brow, because I'm not going to go above your brow. You have a good sized brow, so there's no need to make them bigger. We're just going to fill them in.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I don't know how to make it like more natural, like, because obviously I have hair on my eyebrows, but like I feel like I make them to where it like looks like I shaved them off and then like drew them back on.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know how to make them like more natural and let people like actually see that I have hair on my eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, this is, I mean, just follow the natural line, because that's all I'm doing right now. The only part that I'm actually carving out more is your bottom part, because it's not as clearly defined, mainly because you're still in the process of growing your hair back, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the only part that you would really have to define, is that part. But the top part has a beautiful shape to it already. You just have to work with, that's your outline. You don't need to make them bigger or longer. They're good. You might have to bring them slightly in here, but everybody does. And what I think is really cool right now too is the fact that like you can have your basic brow line here, and then brush your hair up so it goes above the line, which I think is actually really pretty. because that's going to give you that more like, yes, I have hair in my eyebrows. There's a girl at work that has like the most amazing brows, and she's got like she's like rocking this whole like bushy brow thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, you fucking bitch. You're gonna live in my brow dreams.
That's how I feel about Matt. I just want to punch him.
Does he have good brows?
Oh my gosh, he has literally perfect brows.
I've never even looked at his brows. I don't pay attention to man brows unless I'm shampooing their hair. There was this one guy and I was like, damn, sir, you got some good brows. He's like, I get them done here. And I was like, and
No
it
wonder.
shows. And it shows. Alright, now that we have our basic shape, you can see that now.
Oh yeah. Alright, it looks better than what I do.
Oh my gosh, I hit pan. Is that pan or, oh no, that's glitter. Oh, thank Jesus. So then I'm just going to take my color and I'm going to start filling in the back half because that's where I want to concentrate my color. And then I'll just start going forward. Just like blending it in. And I will slightly, as you can see, I will slightly go further out.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just like fades out a little bit because I am going to go back with pencil and define, and then I'm going to go in with foundation and cut things so that it'll fade out anyways, naturally. I have two pencils here. This one I think might be a little too light. This one is the NYX one.
Mm-hmm.
This one is so good and is the perfect dupe for this one, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I mean, this is the difference between...
That just screams money.
Yeah. This is $20-something.
Oh my god.
This is like $8.
That's gross.
And this one is like I grabbed for this one more than this one, mainly because the color is ash brown, which I really like. Brow products in the drugstore are usually extremely waxy. By the time like 4 hours pass, your eyebrow just looks like it's soaking in oil. This one doesn't do that. And neither does this one. So that's a good dupe for this one. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to define the back part of your brow a little bit more. Alright, so now I'm going to go back. A lot of people use concealer, but I don't like the whole like, I do makeup not for Instagram. I do makeup for like real life. Yeah, like real people, real life, like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like you need like the fullest beat for everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
So, I use foundation to cut my brows out instead of concealer because some people go a little too hard and the concealer is bright white. You can see, you know, like they have like this whole halo around the eyes. It's like a neon light behind.
They're magical.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not into that. So I just use foundation and I start at the bottom and then I just kind of carve this line out. How are those? Can you see them?
Oh my gosh, I love them. They're way better than what I do.
Oh, stop. And so, like, they're still, like, kind of raw in the center, but I'm not going to take care of those until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of just, like, because, like, as we powder and stuff like that, your brows are going to fade out anyways. So at this point, what I do is I go in and do concealer. Do you normally use concealer?
I don't even know how to use concealer.
Okay, so there's multiple different ways to use concealer. This is what I like to do. So before you do your foundation, you don't need to conceal anything because your foundation may conceal it already.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to add multiple layers. Because by the time you're done doing your makeup, you probably have about 8 layers of things on your face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which gives you that whole cakey look. You color correct before your foundation, do your concealer after your foundation. Because now you're just concealing what your foundation hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to like conceal like a zit or something like that, then you're going to want to color correct before that and then use foundation after the fact. Like I would take whatever I had left here and I would just like find a spot and then like tap that spot. You don't have a zit there, I'm just saying. Like then just tap it with the foundation because your concealer, which is lighter, is going to bring it to the foreground.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to use something that's, the same tone. And generally when you layer foundation, it gets darker anyways.
Yeah.
As it oxidizes, so you would just use your foundation. With concealer nowadays, most people are using it to highlight. So like usually we want to highlight the center of our face because that's where our features are and not so much the outside. We're trying to slim down our faces, change the shape of it. That's what we use with contouring. So you do the same thing with concealer nowadays, right? And I say that now because I had a lady who was like, I've been using concealer underneath my foundation for 20 fucking years. Well, it's different now. Yeah. So her mind was blown. So I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply it because you are dark underneath your eye. So I am going to apply this in the inner corner here.
I like going for that natural raccoon look.
You know, it's a classic look. Very classy. And we're going to apply it right underneath the eye. And I'm just going to bring it out to the outer corner because you're kind of dark on the outer corner. And then we'll bring it slightly down. Look up. I apply it to your darker areas first because I'm going to let it sit. And as it's sitting, it's kind of like setting into the skin before I blend it out. And then I'm going to apply it just a little bit, a little line up the ridge of your nose here. Here, you don't have to do this. I don't, unless I'm being extra. Like the extra-ist. And then I'll apply a small dot right to the high point of your chin. I'll go back in with my foundation and like just use a little bit. Because concealer can get super, super drying. So I take, I'll take half of it and apply it to one eye. And I just kind of like drag it out on the eye. Just to rehydrate. And then look up. And then I'm going to bring it up closer to your line. Now I'm just like softening all the lines so that when I go and blend it in, it's not like I'm over blending to correct. And then I'm just going to take my foundation brush and I'm going to blend it all out. I like to use this. This is Ardell's bronzer. It's one of them. This is called Sexy Glow Sunny Brown. By just dusting up in your hairline area. But you don't want to go too far down because then you're going to close it down. You just want to add some color to your face. And see, that adds just a slight hint of color. Like you can see the difference between here and here, right?
Yes.
Now I want to do more contouring. So what I would do is I would start with a lighter shade and then work up to a darker shade. So I would lay this down first. So I would just go in with the side of my brush and the lighter side. So I'm going to start like around your ear area, usually where your little flappy thing is. I don't know what the fuck that thing's called.
Your lobe?
No, this is your lobe.
Oh,
this thing.
Your rook.
Your rook?
Yeah, I know because I got it pierced. So
really?
yeah, it's your rook.
I usually go like this area and down the cheek. And so my trick is I like to place it there. You can use this mirror so you can see this side on this way.
Because I was like, I don't even know what it's.
Yeah. So like I'll take this and just flick it until my brush comes off.
Oh.
Because if you go too far this way, then you start cutting in the face too much and like creating a really odd shape. And I don't generally make a face. Because when you make a face, when you lay a product on, when your face goes back to relaxed, it's gone. Like you've put product where you shouldn't have, generally. So I just use the edge. And because I put the majority of product up here and not so much down here, you're creating already a natural fade, kind of like a paintbrush.
Yeah.
And so my product's going to be up here where I want it and less down here. So I'm just going to brush it and blend it up. You kind of make a triangle, so you're going to be wider to a point. And then I brush up. And then I slightly brush down with the clean side of my brush. This way. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to blend it all together. And I'm going to always start behind the ear and bring it down the back of my neck right here. And then I just take it so it's flat, like coming up underneath. And I'm just going to line the bottom of the jaw.
And do you do that with like the lighter or the darker one?
I use both of them.
Okay.
But when I am doing it, depending on like, if I'm wearing my hair up, I will go a lighter shade. If I'm wearing it down, I'll go darker because I'm already catching a shadow anyways.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be as obvious when I'm wearing my hair up. Look at yourself straight on. How's that look?
Oh, look at me all contouring.
Oh, contouring. You see it straight on? Yeah. It's soft.
Yeah.
Say, yeah. All right, turn your head slightly. I love blush. I'll put blush everywhere on my body. So my thing is I like to do 2 different kinds of blushes.
Those are really pretty too.
Aren't they? So I like to start with something more subtle and then go deeper or brighter.
Okay.
But this one is deeper. So I will take this one and I will start in the back and I will literally just like dab it on. I don't try to go too far forward because then you kind of get a little gray,
Mm-hmm.
but I do put it all over my face. I blend this down into my contour. Okay, and then what I'll do is I like to, first go in the center, blend that all in, and then on my chin. It kind of brings life. And then I like to go on my nose. Seems weird, but I like it. It kind of just gives you like, not youthful, but like health behind it. You know what I mean? Because we put all the foundation on, we take all the color out, right? And then, like one of my clients has said, like a bald almond. You know what I mean? We look like a bald almond. Like, so I'm just giving your skin
That's
back.
funny.
So then I will go back in with this darker color or brighter color. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this on your cheek, but like really, you can look if you want, but like really just at the high points of your cheek, kind of like just below where I would put your highlighter. Blending all of this together without applying an ass ton of fucking blush.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my mind, you can have too much blush, but whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, if you're not doing that when you get a highlighter on, it's not the right. Oh, yes. I love me a good highlight, right? Oh, my God. Especially if it doesn't make you look like you just stepped right off the fucking donut line. You know what I mean? Like a nice, healthy glow. Oh, yeah. That's some good shit. Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
bitch. This shit looks fucking healthy.
Let me slide real quick.
Oh, my
I
God.
love that.
Oh, my God. But it's like so subtle, but it's
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. I really love that.
yeah.
Oh, that's so pretty.
But see, the best thing about highlighters is that you can use them as eyeshadow too. Makeup doesn't have to just go where it says it can go. It can go wherever you want it. I'm gonna use the Tati Beauty palette on her. I can't say like enough about this palette. It's so good. Just because you're gonna get what you pay for out of it. You can get so many different looks from day to night, so on and so forth. Like, you get it. It's so good. And you get this monster mirror. Because I'm going to do something basic. I'm just going to do darker on the outside. This is a go-to for anybody. Darker on the outside, lighter on the inside, right? But I want to do a wash of color over the entire thing. But I'm going to concentrate my color in your crease line and then on the outside. So I'm going to start on the outside and work my way in because I want the concentration of color to be out here. But I'm just going to blend it out. Okay, go ahead and check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm not even telling you what I did. So I went with Souffle Matte all over her eye with transition, and then I went over to Ritual Matte and just deepened out the outer corner. So now I'm going to go in with the Souffle Metallic up here, and I'm going to put that on her lid part, like the center part of her lid, and then I'm going to go back with the metallic Ritual and deepen out that outer corner. I'm going to go back in with Ritual, and I'm going to hit it just on your outer corner right here. So now I'm going to go in with Aura Metallic, this one, and that's going to go in the center, like the inner corner. So I'm going to take the Souffle Matte, and I'm going to run this right underneath your eye. All right, I'm going to go in with Poet Matte down here. We're not going to go heavy wing. We're going to do a little baby wing.
Oh, you pulled out an entire jar.
It's like an inkwell.
That is so cool.
It's called Pretty Vulgar. Really good products.
I like it.
I don't know. I've heard that you can buy them in the drugstore. I don't know. They have, oh my God, their bronzers are bomb. Like, all their products are super pigmented. The eyeshadows are meh. But, like, their eyeliner is good. Their bronzers and their blushes are really good. I'm not a fan of their packaging. I think their packaging is shit. I mean, this eyeliner is good. I think it's waterproof. Little lash glue on the lid, on the eye. Girl after my own heart. I study live like that. I know people just look at me like, open. I know they look at me like, what the fuck is on your eye? Like, bitch, don't judge me. So I got her lashes on and, oh, he's so cute. I just saw it from the camera view, like, you know what I mean? Then you see it in the camera, like, oh. So I'm gonna use my lipstick that I created at the Myx bar. I'm Rich Bitch on her. So I'm gonna get this on her and I'll be right back. All right, so now that she has my favorite new color on her, it's mine. We are going to go curl her hair real quick and be right back for the finished look. Finish, finally. All right, so now we're back and she's completely did and done. Her hair is all completed. Basically what I did is I ombre'd and balayaged her hair. I did more ombreing down here with some teasing, and then I did some teasy lights and some regular highlights. I just kind of did a combination of a bunch of different things, which you saw in the video. And then I just blew her out like I would normally with a board brush, a rounded board brush. And I just did some curls with her using a Moroccan curling iron. And then this is her finished makeup look. What do you think of it so far?
I love it so much.
Could you be a basic bitch?
I could be a basic bitch.
Oh my gosh. Are you gonna die, like, was everything helpful? Like, would you?
Absolutely.
You're gonna
Especially
go
the
on
eyeshadow.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Pretty
yes.
simple, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's not as hard as you thought it was gonna be, right?
Touche. I'll still be asking you questions.
That's
but,
fine.
You know.
I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm your makeup mama. Well, thank you so much, Autumn, for being here. I appreciate it, and for letting me take up your entire week.
No, you're fine.
The entire week. And if you love the lipstick that she's wearing, go ahead and hit the link below where you can click and buy not basic bitch. I'm rich bitch. She's a very rich basic bitch now. And then also there'll be a link down there for unicorn penis. Go ahead and put your in there to win one of those lipsticks. I will send that out to you. Whoever the winner is, I will announce you on the 31st. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and to follow me on all my socials. And I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.
Bye.